Welcome to the Love Holistic Living podcast, your roadmap to heal and align mind, body, and soul and become intuitive through food, pleasure, and spirituality with your host and Italian friend, Sara. Hello, and welcome back to the Love Holistic Living podcast with your Italian friend and host, Sara. And today we are having Daniel with Saluz here on the podcast as a guest. I'm so excited. You probably heard me talking about these blue-green algae all the time for the past month. So here it is. And Daniel, I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sara. It's really nice to have this opportunity to share the product. I'm really happy to hear that you get so many benefits from it. Early on, I've always been a nurturer and a carer and wanting to help people and heal people. So the fact that we have something that we can support your health, then you can support the health of the community is really important. And so my story is, I guess you could call me like a health explorer, always really interested in learning about how I can maximize my body, how I can maximize this organism that we have, this being, what it truly means to be human. So I've gone through so many different health retreats and learned from all the different top experts, before they're even known. And it's just been a passion of mine to just really learn. And then once you learn, you want to share. So the more I learn, the more I want to share, which led me to sharing down in Mexico, where I was living in Mexico doing health retreats and sharing what I know about the body and what it means to be human. But what I realized is the environment offers so much more than what I could teach. So getting people down there was the ultimate opportunity for them to fully find out who they really are. And so I really enjoyed seeing people come at the beginning of retreat, the mask getting removed, and then they become to the true essence of who they really are, and then let them shine so then they could share it with their people, their family, and then they could share that spark with others. And in that passion, in that journey, I started learning about, I've always been into health, so I wanted to teach the other people about health food. And so we were actually learning about these nutrient-dense foods that are available to people in the United States and things like that, but not available in Mexico. So I really wanted to teach other people how to grow nutrient-dense foods and have them available for everybody to have the opportunity to be healthy, because I truly believe it's one of our birthrights. And so that led me to learning about spirulina. And I was actually growing spirulina, learning how to grow it in my house first before I was going to teach others how to grow it. And in that process, somebody given me this algae, blue-green algae. And the first time I took it, my brain turned on and I was like, oh my gosh, everybody needs to feel this way. Literally, that's what I felt. That's the first thing that came to my mind is like, I want everybody to feel this way. And so I did a 4-day fast and I wasn't hungry and I had so much energy. And again, I've done lots of fasting and people are like, oh, I really want to fast, but I just can't do it. And again, I was like, this is the perfect food to people to nurture people as they're fasting, because there's so many benefits of fasting. And the overall theme of it is to connect people back to nature, which is connecting people back to their bodies. And so we created a company called Saluz. We have the blue-green algae, which is our foundation. It's a micronutrient resource to help bring up the micronutrients in the body. And then on top of it, we have other organisms and mushrooms and adaptogens, which we'll talk more about. So yeah, there's my story.
Oh, awesome. So let me just, for the audience, go back a little bit so pretty much you're a health expert, right? Like you've searched and learned and you still do that. That's who you are. And then one day, see if I understood it correctly. You tried spirulina, but then one day you were introduced to a different algae, right?
That's correct. Because prior to that, I was doing some breath work with a coach, Brian Mirabella, amazing breathwork coach, and he's a very hardcore fruitarian. And so in that process, I was like, okay, I'm gonna learn more about my breath work so I can free dive. And so I adapted that diet. I was doing basically, just tons of fruit, lots of watermelon, and no meat for a month. And at the time, I was taking, some other blue-green algae, some spirulinas and chlorellas, and I felt good on those, but I didn't feel as good when I started taking our product.
Okay, awesome. So then when was it? Was that the moment that you realized you wanted to create more of it? When was
Yeah,
the spark?
it was 2020. 2020 was that, a catalyst moment for a lot of people's lives.
Right.
And it was basically that moment I was like, we need to share this with people. Like I knew the story of the algae because I actually, in my health experiences, I came across the algae algae when I was learning to be a raw vegan 15 years ago.
Right.
It just
Yeah.
didn't support my body at the time. I'm always very active. I just didn't feel like eating salads and some fruit was enough for me. So I was taking this other algae and it was very expensive and it didn't taste very good. So I was like, this is something that I could see benefit in, but it wasn't the right time in my life to incorporate it. So when my friend left it to me, I remembered, I was like, oh my gosh, you have this stuff? That's incredible. So I need to taking it again. And I just started taking it. And I was like, and that's literally what people are saying is like, my brain just turns on, like literally your brain just like activates and you're like, okay, what are we doing today? We're going to read something. And before you know it, you're reading cellular biology or you're reading, like
Hmm.
anything that's very more in the past has been challenging to understand. You're like getting it. So that's what we want people to have is the opportunity to just have the nutrition that they need so that they can thrive out there and do what they want to do, whether it be learning, reading, teaching, or just, being more
Hmm.
present with their kids.
Awesome. Yeah, and I mean for people who don't know spirulina or chlorella or AFA even, like I discovered just my little story is I was in New Zealand 12 years ago and because I was working 12 hours a day, I went to like a health, supplement shop and they gave me spirulina and they said you need to take 6 to 10 a day. And I was like, whoa. And I felt really amazing, right? And that was the beginning of the blue green algae for me. Then I got into it. And then when I met you, I started to kind of understand the difference. And that was kind of like another layer, like you said, wow, of like, and I
Yeah.
love blue green algae, by the way, but we'll talk about it. Spirulina doesn't taste as well. You can't really drink it. So there were some limitations. But for people who don't really know or are new to blue green algae, tell us more about what it is.
Sure. So blue green algae, it's a technical term or like is called cyanobacteria.
Mm,
And if you think about the planet, we thrive on oxygen. And billions of years ago, this was just a planet that wasn't full of oxygen. It was just, primordial ball of ooze. And this algae had to figure out how to turn water and carbon dioxide into life.
mm,
So it banged around these RNAs, which are literally the messengers for our cells and DNA, to figure out how it's going to actually create life. And so once it figured out how to turn those elements into oxygen, then life started to thrive. And that's where you had the algae, which then went to the mushrooms, which went to plants, which comes to humans. So algae is literally the first organism on Earth. It has an intelligence and it's been surviving for billions of years and it's been thriving for billions of years. So again, it had to survive in that environment to create an environment where it can thrive. And so when we harvest it, it's the fastest regenerating organism on Earth, algae is.
mm.
So imagine what that does to your body and your cells. Your cells can regenerate faster. You're going to feel better. You're going to feel younger. You're going to have more energy, more vitality. And so this algae is unique because it grows in nature. Spirulina grows in a man-made environment. It grows in what we call plastic racetracks, to give you an analogy. And spirulina is grown with man-made minerals. So literally, you can go on Amazon and buy, human-grade minerals, and you can put them in with a spirulina organism in water and sunlight, and you can create your own spirulina. But this algae, AFA, Aphanizomenon flaz agua, it actually translates to the invisible flower of the water because this algae is a live organism. It's a spore that lives on the bottom of the lake bed, which actually is
Okay.
92 feet deep full of minerals because of a nearby volcano. So there's a volcano, Crater Lake. Have you been?
No, I've never been up there. Yeah.
It's a spectacle. A million people go there. You go there and you're like, so it was a volcano, a half a mile worth of volcanic activity fed this whole area full of volcanic minerals. And so it took a 100-foot deep lake where the algae wasn't thriving in and it filled it with minerals. So now the algae needs three
Wow.
things: light, water, and minerals. So now you have 92 feet of volcanic minerals, rare minerals, gold, silver, vanadium, which is really good for blood sugar regulation. So you're giving your body a whole spectrum of nutrients. Plus, the algae is bathed in 17 spring waters, so you're getting pristine spring water. This water is so crystal clear, you can see little blue organisms, and it actually has the largest single cell organism called Mayer's eggs, which only grows in pristine environments. That's how you know how good the water is. And on top of it, this algae, the lake, 4,000 feet elevation. So it's perfect perfect for the algae to grow, which means you're
Where's
getting enough light source.
Oh, amazing. Where is the lake again?
It's in Oregon, Southern
Oregon.
Oregon, and the lake is called Klamath Lake, Oregon.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
haven't been there yet.
incredible. I highly invite all of anybody to come up there and see it for yourself. And because when you're there, you can just feel the energy of this place, like everything is thriving, the birds are bigger, the fish are bigger, the cows are bigger, like just everything is just more pristine and more beautiful because of the ecosystem. So imagine if you give your body those nutrition, the ecosystem in your body is going to have what it needs to function and thrive. Because I truly believe that our bodies are pure. We have everything we need. We just need to give our bodies what it needs to function, which we're not doing,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
So because we're going into this, like we're giving the body what it needs. And I believe too, like our body has the miracle to heal anything given the right nutrients.
Mhm.
What are some of the benefits of this?
Sure. The thing that most people notice, and we just briefly talked about, was the brain. The brain just turns on, it
Mm-hmm.
activates because it has all 20 amino acids, and the amino acids with the live enzymes, the vitamins and minerals creates the hormones and precursors for dopamine and serotonin.
Mm.
So many people are deficient in dopamine and serotonin, the happy hormones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Happy and motivation. So as you start taking it, you just feel better. You're just like, I just feel something. I want to go do something, And so literally it takes, you have the motivation. And so like dopamine, serotonin are feelings you have when you're in love. The honeymoon phase, there's actually amino
Mm-hmm.
acid called phenylethylamine, which is known as the love molecule. So literally it basically creates more love in your body. So now you're giving yourself self-love and self-care for your body. So the brain is the main thing. And then you have the minerals, and many people are dehydrated. We can talk about dehydration as a huge underlying health problem that people are overlooking. And it's not just drinking more water, it's drinking activated water, live water, water with minerals, because water and minerals are what's necessary to get into the cells. If you just drink water, the water stays outside the cells. It's a polarity. And people are drinking water like, oh my gosh, I'm drinking a gallon of water a day. But if the water's not getting in your cells, you're still going to be dehydrated. You're
Right.
still not going to feel great. You're overloading your kidneys. So it's important to have the right nutrients from the water and the electrolytes to get into your cells. So then your cells have what it needs. On top of it, it's helping detoxify the body from heavy metals
Yeah.
because you have the charge from the minerals and the vitamins. So now they can cross the cellular membrane to pull out the toxins and replace them with the nutrients. So now your cells are hydrating, you get the water, and you get the nutrients in your cells, and now your cells function. And so the body is made of trillions of cells. And so if you think about it, it goes from cells to tissues to organs to organism. So that's what we need. We need to take care of our foundation, which is our cells. So it's cellular nutrition.
That's awesome. Yeah. So many benefits from improving brain functions to helping with dehydration to, enriching all of the nutrients that we don't get, I guess, from the nutrition nowadays, from the food and from the water. Not so many people are so health conscious to choose the right, the right water, or maybe don't have the capacity, the financial, right, to buy all organic. We have to consider all of that. So what I love about this blue-green algae is that it gives you what you're lacking, right? It's kind of like take this to complete what you're not getting from your environment, your daily routine.
Absolutely. And so like with food, you mentioned organic food is like you can eat the best organic food possible, but if your digestive system's compromised,
Right.
you're not able to absorb all the nutrients.
Mm-hmm.
So this makes sure, like you said, make sure that you're absorbing all the nutrients. And the cell of this algae compared to spirulina is made of fatty acids. So now
Mm-hmm.
it has the right cellular membrane for the nutrients to cross the blood-brain barrier so you can feel it. That's why you feel it in your brain right away. And with spirulina, your body has to create enzymes to break down the cell to absorb the nutrients out of the body, yeah, out of the AFA.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then on top of it, you're absorbing more nutrients from your food because of the chlorophyll. So chlorophyll is a big one. A lot of people are spending a lot of money on chlorophyll, putting in their waters,
Yes.
but doesn't mean that it can be absorbed by the body. It looks great on paper, but if you can't actually absorb it, then what good is it doing for your body? And so chlorophyll cleanses the intestinal lining so that way you can absorb more nutrients from your food. You're spending all this time and energy and creating all this amazing food, like through your recipes and things. And so now people are going to be able to get more benefit from the food that they're bringing into their body because their body is more receptive for the nutrients.
Wow, that's powerful. And this is the reason why, I fell in love with the product because, I needed more nutrients. And it does help with weight loss. That's for my clients, when I was doing weight loss and giving the right nutrients so that you're not constantly craving empty calories, right? So that
Hmm.
was is super important, and it was for me during my health journey when I wanted to give myself the right nutrients to maybe shed any extra pounds or return to my normal, weight without depleting my system. So for me, it's always so important. And then, like you said, the detoxification process. So in America, maybe some people have this idea that Italians have wine every night, which I can tell you right now, we don't. Maybe movies. But most of the times we have one or two glasses, per week. Now you have the extreme, obviously those cases exist. I've lived, my family and we always kept the wine for like the Sunday. But even due to the lifestyle, even the high pace lifestyle in America, I know from my past experiences with clients to friends, community, that a lot of people, love wine. I love wine too.
Hmm.
Love
Hmm.
alcohol. It's a social thing to do. And one of the thing that I want to talk about is how can AFA help support that when you want to continue to have a social life, right? How can AFA support? And then I'll share my story, but I want to hear it from you.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, wine is a great thing. Like you said, it's also about a social thing. And then unfortunately, when you do drink with alcohol, you're actually pulling some nutrients out of your body in
Right.
that process. So it's important to make sure you're putting it back in. So that's very important. The main thing about it is recovery, because a lot of times for me, I'm very sensitive to alcohol. I just always have been. So even just a glass of wine, I can actually feel my body just being dehydrated. And they've been said that you can be dehydrated for days after drinking, especially excessively. But so
Right.
basically you're giving your body the nutrition, the hydration to support the cells so that way you're getting the water so that your cells are rehydrated. And plus you're getting the nutrients to go back to your brain because alcohol dehydrates your
Yes.
brain. And that's when people are like have that hangover feeling is because your brain is dehydrated.
Mm-hmm.
So the B vitamins and the minerals and everything is supporting your brain so that way you can get back to feeling better again after you go be social and go on with life because life is for living, you don't have to be so prude about everything. So
Yeah, I love this explanation. I felt it myself. I'm so sensitive when I have one or two glasses of wine. The next day it's like hungover. And I'm like, what is going on? But when I drink that one glass of AFA, which I travel with AFA, these days, if I go, especially with business meeting, to different places, I have it in my back pocket and it puts me back into, this activation of the brain and rehydration of the body. And again, for me, what's important is the detoxification. Like I know that, sometimes I'm not perfect. So I just feel so good with
mhm.
the algae. And what I want to say is that it doesn't taste fishy, right? Like spirulina does.
No, no, it doesn't. It tastes really nice. And so I would recommend people that do want to go be social, have some AFA before you go out. So now you're making sure your body is nourished. You're activating the feel good hormones, the dopamine, serotonin. You're feeling good, you're feeling more social. So you're already taking care of that aspect of it. So when you do have alcohol, which actually is a depressant, you're going to be able to create a little more balance in the body.
Mm.
So that way you're giving yourself a little bit of, nourishment beforehand and then your nourishment afterwards. And that should take care of the negative effects of alcohol.
Nice. Yeah, that's what I love. And then for people who want to, lose weight holistically, one of the things that I used to give to my clients and I recommend highly is the AFA on a daily basis because we're giving nutrients, right? So a lot of people have encountered, and me too, like less cravings because I'm giving to my body what I'm missing and what I can't have. And then you feel full. You feel,
That's it, exactly. That is literally it. That's why people are eating. They're like, "Oh, I wish I could eat healthier." It's like because your body doesn't have the nutrients that it needs, so it's craving food. It's called hidden hunger. So literally, you're hungry
right?
all the time because you're malnourished.
Yeah, exactly. You're malnourished. And we are lucky to live in California, but if you go to another state or even to 3 hours inland over here, they don't even have Whole Foods. They don't even have Trader Joe's. So it's really, sometimes it's hard to get to good food. I mean, I think it should be a right for everybody.
Amen.
But
That's exactly why we were doing what we're doing in Mexico. I truly believe that, and that's something that we're very passionate about is trying giving people what they need to be healthy so they can,
mm,
do what they need to function. And then on top of it, like we talked about the cravings is when your body has what it needs and you start to identify what you truly want. That's why fasting can
exactly.
be a good practice, not extreme, but just a little fasting because everybody's so programmed to eat every 8 hours or less or, 6 meals a day or whatever it is in fluctuation. But when you truly identify your hunger, you'd be like, am I hungry or am I bored? A lot of times the hunger comes from
Yeah.
your mind just being like, I'm ready to do something else, right? So the ability to identify true hunger
Mm-hmm.
is it's so important, and then the ability to identify what it feels like to be thriving and feeling good. So when you do eat something that technically is not good, healthy for you, maybe it's fried food, for instance, like because it just bogs your body down, you don't feel as good. So why would you want to do that to your body? So then you start to identify, you start to create that as like, oh, in the past I could eat this and I felt fine. Well, you're starting to feel better, so your body's going to want to feel better. It's funny when people say, man, I just wish I could eat everything all the time like I used to, and and feel the same way. It's like, well, that's a good thing. They look at it as a negative thing, but
Yeah, yeah, it's true. It's a good thing, and what I discovered in my own journey, and why I wrote also my book is because if you can keep your diet, like for me, it's 80/20. So I keep my
yeah,
diet clean for 80% of the time, at home. I eat really well. I take AFA. And then when I go out, yes, I can eat whatever I want, right? I can
yeah.
go and have fried food and, a glass of wine and have fun. And then but it's so important to have that foundation to feel good because when you don't have your health, it's really hard to just wake up in the morning. And I've had that wake up call at 26 years old, right? So I don't want to go back to that place of not being able to stand up because I have inflammation in my body.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
inflammation is something that AFA also helps with because we're detoxifying, right? The body
Yeah,
and
exactly. So a lot of inflammation that people are having now is basically the liver is stagnant, and
mm-hmm,
in Chinese medicine it's our life force energy, it's our battery. And so if we have a
right.
static liver, we're just going to get blockages and build up on top of that, which is our lymphatic system. And our lymphatic system is supposed to actually digest and move fats throughout our body.
Mm-hmm,
So now if you have a high fat diet and your liver's stagnant, there's nowhere for it to go but onto your body and into throughout your lymph nodes and swelling in your throat. And before you know it, in your abdomen and the big lymph systems. Before you know it, you're like,
yeah,
why am I so inflamed? I don't get it. I don't feel good in my body anymore. So it's important to make sure you have the nourishment from your liver. And then the chlorophyll in AFA is so good at detoxifying the lymphatic system. And what's great about AFA is it gives you the energy to get off the couch and go move. So now you have the three components: liver health, lymphatic health, and then you go into movement. And now you're going to be able to move the body, move that energy around. So then you're going to, the weight's just going to naturally come off as your lymphatic system starts to become more healthy.
that's awesome. I mean, it's truly a miracle to go back to supporting the cells, right? The
Yep. A lot of people
everything.
are just clogged up, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We're just
And they don't even realize it.
stuck. Yeah.
That's what you said, recognizing the hunger, like being in the health industry for so long, I've realized that people just get disconnected and they're like, I don't even know what I'm craving and I don't even know if I'm hungry. And so, yes, fasting and then regenerating the body just puts you back into contact with how it feels to be alive. So,
That's it. That's truly it. And on top of it, I love sharing information about basic health practices that everybody can do that doesn't cost $20 or 19.99 or need a special program. Is like simple things: connect to the circadian rhythm of the day. Take your shoes off,
mhm,
feel something on the bottom of your foot, feel a sharp rock or a toy or something like that from your kids. And just it activates
mhm.
the nervous system in the body next to the brain. It's like, oh, okay, if I stand that way, it's going to hurt. But if I stand this way, it's not going to hurt. And before you know it, you actually have created a new connection to your body. So now you're creating a new mind-body connection.
Right. And there are so many good tools out there and AFAs. I wanted to give this to the audience because there are so many supplements, right? When you go to the health
Hmm.
food store, and that's the first question I get asked, what do I take? And I was confused myself back in the days because I'm like, I don't know. And it's important to know the source. So
That's it.
right now, like I love what you guys do at Saluz because I know the source and I know the energy and I know what goes into it rather than maybe being made in the lab and then being sold as a superfood when
Hmm.
there's no nutrients in there. So you're not taking anything. You're just spending money. So this is a great product. Yeah. And I love your
Wonderful.
mission. Yeah. Anything else that you would like to say or add for the audience to know what's important?
Yeah, I'd like to touch base a little bit more on what you said about supplements. Like
Yeah.
people are looking for supplements right now, and so they're investing a lot of money into supplements, and they look really great on the label. But if their
Mm.
body can't absorb the nutrients, then you're just wasting your money. And it's all about what your body can absorb. And this organism, this algae, literally shares the same amino acid profile for humans. So now you're giving your body what it truly needs, so that way your body can function. It has all 20 amino acids It has all the B vitamins. It has all the beta carotene, so it supports your skin health, your hair, your nails. Have your nails
Yeah.
growing like crazy or what?
Yeah, they
You notice your
are.
nails are growing like super fast?
Nails and then hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Again, so that's a sign that your body is not in a survival state and it's in a restorative state, which is
mm,
where we should be. So now your body has the extra energy to grow your hair, to grow your nails, to keep your body functioning and thriving. So
and
yeah, it's amazing. Like the
yeah,
women that take our product, they're like, I feel amazing. Like my brain, everything feels great, but my skin, like
the
literally
skin. I
their
was
skin
about to
becomes
say
more
it.
clear and they just like, this is the best thing ever because they've
Mhm.
struggled. Skin can be so challenging for people.
Yeah,
Skin
and I
health
was
for
about to
sure.
say that because for women, the skin is like something that we look at, and I know what kind of puts my skin out of balance, whether that's sugar or stress, like one of the two, and then I start seeing the
Mm.
pimples, but then I go back to AFA and it helps to detoxify, it helps to restore and bring back to homeostasis, everything. So I love that. And for so many women, I mean, I can't tell you, the skin is the largest organ, right?
Mhm. And it's a
But
true reflection of your health. Like
yeah.
if your skin is not healthy and has blemishes, there's something
Yeah.
not balanced in your body.
Right.
Your body is trying to get rid of those
Right.
toxins through your skin. So let's focus on what's the blockage here, not just put more cream and stuff over your face because the underlying issue is deeper than that.
It's go to the
Yeah.
root cause, right? Not treating the symptoms.
Yeah, which then when your skin feels good, you feel good, you don't have to push with makeup on, you just feel
Yeah.
better. You feel more confident, you feel more better, you have more motivation to continue that and wanted to, share that with people. So it's a wide range of benefits, but all we're doing is it's a basic math formula. The body needs 90 nutrients a day just to even function, to give in and get off the couch. And if people
Mhm.
are deficient of that, your body is basically driving on a flat tire. It's basically lacking. It still works, but it's not very efficient. So as you can raise the micronutrients levels up, the body has what it needs. It can pull what it needs. It can create new compounds. It actually creates new compounds of some of the similar things that people are buying in stores now. All these supplements, like
Mm.
NAD, NAC, like all these different compounds of nutrients and all these different forms of magnesium are all in this product
Wow.
because it's nature. Nature has, if you think about like, let's take magnesium as a product that people are looking into. There's like so many different types of magnesium. Which one do you buy? Well, AFA
Right.
creates magnesium through photosynthesis from the sun. So now you have magnesium, you have the amino acids, you have the enzymes to create a new compound. So you have magnesium threonate, you have magnesium histamine. So you're giving your body basically you're going into a supplement aisle and you're giving your body everything and it's all able to
Right.
absorb it through one product. And so a lot of people have been like, oh my gosh, I don't need to buy this. I don't need to buy that. I don't need to buy this anymore. So it's actually saving them money because they're giving their body something that actually works.
So saving them money, increasing their health. I love that.
Yeah.
I think that is amazing. That is a product that everybody should have. I again travel with it. Like it's in my luggage right now. I was just thinking where is it? And I'm like, my beauty bag because it's there usually.
Nice.
I love it. Where can people find you?
Yeah, so we're on the website is Saluz, SALUZ.io.
Hmm.
Saluz stands for the light of health.
I love it.
So it's a word, salud is health and luz is light. It's a word that we made up to share the light of health. So every time you bring it into your body, you're bringing the light of health into your body. We've also created a program called Share Health, which allows people to share health with people and get rewarded for it. So again, another opportunity for you to share the light of health with others. And you can find that on the website, saluz.io. And then there's the Share Health program. We also have broken it down the benefits, and I'll share the
Mhm.
link for skin health or weight loss as well. We've written about how AFA truly supports weight loss and skin health. And on top of it, I just want to say, like, we're not the ones that created this. Like, there's a whole book on this stuff. This
The
talks
okay,
algae to the rescue. I mean, here's a section on skin health. So
awesome.
literally, we're just sharing this information with people. There's a quote in here that says, once you start feeling the benefits of the algae, it's your mission to want to share it. So that's kind of what we're doing on our capacity with Saluz is to share it with people.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So sharing it with people, I want to share, what you guys do. I brought actually, everybody loved it at my 1 day wellness retreat. I
Beautiful.
had AFA because we were
Mm.
doing a lot of spiritual work and I call it spiritual workout. So you
Yeah.
need to, like, we're detoxifying, we're releasing, and we need to replenish. So everybody enjoyed the AFA again because it's pleasant, to taste.
Yeah.
So,
Did you mix it with water or did you mix it with, how'd you mix it? How'd you serve it?
Water. Yeah,
Just
yeah, yeah.
water.
I had
Beautiful.
FA water pretty much there. And yeah, we were all drinking it. So thank you so much for
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
And again, you can find the powder. I want to make sure. So there is the powder. That's
Yeah.
what I have.
Yeah.
There it is,
Yeah.
the powder and or the capsules, right?
Yeah, we have capsules as well, but we really want people to take powder because capsules are, again, it's like you're disconnected from it. You're just basically taking capsules, putting them in your body. But when you take the powder, you mix it in the water, you see the colors, the forming of it, you put it in a smoothie, or if you make a
You're
salad
drinking it.
dressing,
Yeah,
it's just another experience that you get in your body, and you're like, wow, like I'm going to bring these nutrients in my body. It's a beautiful color too. So it's
it
another
is.
opportunity to connect to your food. So we're really big on trying people to taste the powder because we don't do anything to it. All we do is nature. So the
Mm.
taste that you taste is pure straight from nature. And again, we want to share that with people too.
I love it. Thank you so much, Daniel, for this and sharing Saluz and the miracle that's helping people's life. It's helping my life, and my kids, they love it. My daughter is like always like, where is it? Like, let's mix it. And
That warms my heart so much. I love hearing that. That's what, again, it's for a family, it's for everybody.
yeah, the kids love it. I mean, the fact that they drink it makes me so much more at peace as a mother because then they can go and eat, their kids' treats. And then I'm like, okay, but
Sure.
you're getting the nutrients at the same time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I love it.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah, like one serving is literally more nutrition than a pound of fruits and vegetables. Like one
Exactly.
gram of it. So for you as a mother, you're like, my kids are good because they're getting the nutrition that they need.
Yeah.
So if they go to a birthday party and their birthday cake, it's not the end of the world because I know that they're going to be they've been nourished. So that's amazing. You can give it to your animals too. You can give it to your plants.
Mm-hmm.
Anything with a cellular organism. If you have a plant that's not fully healthy right now, that's just like holding on, give it a little AFA water and then watch it grow.
Ooh, I want to try that. I
Yeah,
know that it does
seriously.
miracle for the human body, so that would be awesome.
It's yeah, so it's incredible. It's literally one of those things where it's just about sharing it with people. And we also have other products too. We have tinctures as well, which are
Mm-hmm.
medicinal mushroom tinctures to support. We have a women's tincture, we have performance tinctures. And the women's tincture, everybody's like, as women, they're like, wow, I just feel more in the flow state, I have more energy. I know you've taken it before.
Yeah.
So we're basically with Saluz, we're creating this whole like health protocol, this opportunity for people to just be healthier and give people the opportunity to connect with their bodies and do the things they really want to do and support people like yourself and in the capacity that we can.
Oh, that's awesome. I love everything you guys do. Thank you so much for your time. And if you guys want to check Saluz, check the link down below. All right.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah, for having me. I appreciate it. It's a wonderful conversation.